Welcome back to YDG Cowboys. And of course, the YDG stands for You're Doing Good Cowboys. I want to get on here today because of, my last segment, I had to keep my composure based on what the product that my Cowboys put out on the field. It was terrible. I got this hat on today. This is what you call the Tom Landry hat. I had to bring it out because this is what we're going to need to move forward or even sniff the second round of the playoffs. The defense is going to have to definitely step it up. So this segment is definitely not about the offense, even though they was god awful. It's not really about them. It's about someone that we rarely talk about, and he needs to understand he's not off the hook either. Dan Quinn. So, the last game with the Bills, 266 rushing yards on the ground. That's unheard of. Unheard of in one game. James Cook had 179 of those yards. One person. How can that be? And I know it seems like every segment I'm drinking coffee, but it keeps me calm. And it's not really coffee, it's tea. But how can that be? How can one man have 179 yards? That lacks some poor effort from a team. Poor effort. Is it because they already knew that they had clinched for the playoffs? What do you think, Cowboy Nation? Do you think that was the case? And I get it. You know that you've clinched, but still you have something to play for, which is a number one seed. Did they already think it was too far-fetched for them to get or surpass San Francisco? Is that the reason why they played the way they did? Back in the day, there was leaders, on the football field with the Cowboys, in the 90s and in the, in the 70s. Like I said, I was a baby, during the Tom Landry and the Doomsday Defense and the Texas Thunder. These guys didn't stand for nonsense. You had the Bob Lillys. You had the Too Tall Jones, the Randy Whites. Okay? In the 90s, you had the Deion Sanders. All right? Michael Irvins, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smiths. Okay? All these guys were leaders, locker room leaders. Where was our leaders the other day or the other night? Where were they? There was a lot of times when I was watching the game and I would see the running backs running side by side with the safeties. Side by side. Trying to arm tackle. Linebackers, side by side. 4, 5, 6 yards down the field before they decide to try to tackle the guy. There was no effort. There's no preparation. Dan Quinn's scheme was trash. trash. So you can't be off. He cannot be off the hook on this one. It's a group effort, and the defense definitely didn't show up. Definitely didn't show up. 12 missed tackles. 12. Was we just not prepared? Is that what it was? Josh Allen, who was 7 for 15 for 94 yards. 7 for 15. And they still beat us 31-10. 7 for 15. Dak Prescott, terrible. 21 for 34 with 134 yards. Passing rating was what, 50-some%? It was god awful. Our team now leads the league in penalties. Coaching, right? But we supposedly have 2 head coaches on our team. And Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn. 2 head coaches. One has a Super Bowl, and Mike McCarthy. Dan Quinn has went to a Super Bowl. But we're the most penalized team in the league. Now, is that because that we have a target on our back? Some can say that. Or does that mean that we're just not disciplined? So we have 102 penalties right now with almost 900 yards. 102. We definitely need the Tom Landry effect. Because what my mom and dad used to say a lot, he wore suits to the games because he meant business. So maybe that's what we need to do. We need to do something, because what we displayed on that field the other night, we might not even get out of the first round. There's no way possible that we can play this way against the Miami Dolphins. It would be worse. Now, I can say this. It says styles make fights. So our defense is based off on speed and not physicality, or not being physical. The Dolphins' offense is based on speed. So we could match up. But if we don't do something about the middle, they're going to gash us again, or we will get gashed again. So hopefully this was an eye opener for us. But I think the playoff starts now, to be honest with you. Do I think the Eagles will drop another game? Absolutely. I think the Giants are a different team. And I think Arizona's not bad. So we as a football team, we're going to have to step it up, play hard, play with some effort. We need to figure out where the leaders are on this team, because there's no way we should have had over 226 yards rushing on our defense. A lot of arm tackling and zero effort. So yes, do I think we can win? Of course. Yeah. Do I think we can win out? Absolutely. But we got to put in the effort. And it starts with our defense. We got to show passion and will and the want to. So Calvin Nation, I'm just touching base with you. I didn't really want to get into the analytics part of it or who did what, because of course, I'm still trying to keep calm about this loss. Yeah, I could throw a lot of stuff around and cuss and do a lot of swearing, but I'm not here for clicks. What I am here for is because I have passion for my team. So I do really appreciate the followers. I also appreciate the likes, and please continue to subscribe. Cowboy Nation, stand up. YDG, stand up. See you soon.